Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This one wasn't actually planned, but I spent so much time investigating this issue that I thought it was worth doing a video, because I can't see anything else really on YouTube that shows it. And even on Google there's a lot of information but no real answers apart from when you dig really deep. So the problem is here, there were two issues. Either you get a problem with your alternator and you're trying to find which alternator is correct, or you've had a new alternator fitted for other reasons and now your charge light is on. Even though the alternator does seem to be charging the battery, you get your charge light on. And this is mostly related to 2004, 2005 Volvos, but any of that sort of era, and this is regardless of whether it's S60, S70, V70, V90s, all of them, XC90s, they all have this issue of, well, it's not really an issue. Basically, towards the end of 2004, they changed the regulators on the alternator from self-regulating to computer-controlled. And the problem is that if you buy off eBay, you don't really know what you're getting, because when you cross-reference the part numbers, they seem to include both regulators and both alternators on the cross-referencing, and unless you get the correct one, you're going to have problems. So let me show you. Now, as I say, this one has actually been replaced, and the part number for the regulator is actually on this section here. And if you get your camera in with your phone, you can actually just about read the part numbers, but it's not that easy. But basically, if you've had a new alternator, this one had a recon alternator, all the part numbers checked out, and it's basically this section here that needs replacing if it's the wrong one that's fitted. It's pretty easy. You get in there, this nut off, take the battery off first, this nut, and then there's a further one, from memory I can't remember now, but it's pretty simple. You take this cover off, and then basically there's three bolts or three nuts that hold the actual regulator on, which, as you can see, is behind. You also have to remove this cable here. So the main thing is here is to make sure you get the correct part numbers. And so the part numbers, and I did a bit of investigation looking online, also phoned Volvo. They were very helpful. The early alternator, which is part number AL0820X, has the self-regulating regulator on. The regulator's available separately from Volvo as well, but from memory it was around £150. I paid £37 for one off eBay. But the part number is 8637851, and that corresponds to the regulator that is ending with 211 on it. You can see that. I'll put a picture up on the screen. That is for cars that were made around or before October 2004. The later cars, which this one was registered I think around November, so it was obviously built end of October or November, has got the later alternator, which is AL0824X. So there's only one number difference on that, which has the computer controlled regulator. And the Volvo part number for that is 8697015, or as you can see from the photo, it has 212 on the end. So they're very, very similar, and they will work, but you will get the charge light on if you've got the wrong one. So the problem with this car was that the owner, a friend of mine, had ordered from a company on eBay. They'd cross-referenced the alternator, said it was the correct one for his year of car, and they'd given him an alternator with a regulator ending in 211, and actually he needed the regulator ending 212. It took 10 minutes to change the regulator. As I say, it was £37, and the light has never come back again. So if you've got a Volvo that needs an alternator or a regulator, or has had one and you're still getting the problems, then cross-reference these numbers. Don't just buy one off eBay that you think is maybe correct. Go to there's a number of places you can go. Either make sure that it's got the correct number on the regulator, or go to a company that can cross-reference the correct part numbers. And there is a few that I've seen online. I'll put them in the description as well, that can give you the correct one. But hopefully with those part numbers you should have the correct one, and you shouldn't have any problems with your light. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.